Do you think that you're ugly or do you think that you're beautiful? Do you think that you're confident or do you think that you're anxious? Do you think that you're smart or do you think that you're just a dumb normal person? If you chose a dumb normal person, an anxious person, and an ugly person, you have a really negative self perception about yourself. But on the other hand, if you chose beautiful, smart, and confident, you have a really good and positive self perception about yourself. Now, what is self perception? But before that, hi, my name is Vanshika Bhagat and welcome back to my channel. And I'm so grateful that you're here. Please do watch the video till the end. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, what is self perception? Self perception is the lens through which we view ourselves, encompassing our beliefs, views, and identity. Think of it as a mental image that we hold of ourselves, which is influenced by experiences, thoughts, and emotions. For example, let's take a teenager named Emily. She thinks of herself as being artistic and creative because she likes painting and writing poetry. This perception of herself shapes her identity and influences her actions and choices. So, the question is, what do you think about yourself? Because in this social media world, I feel that you, me, and everyone around us has gotten a very negative self perception about ourselves, which, by the way, we've started healing in the recent 2 to 4 years, which is a good thing. And here I am to help you heal your self perception because I don't want you to suffer from a negative self perception which is stopping you and hindering your life growth. Our self perception impacts every aspect of our life, from behavior to our decisions to our relationships to each and everything that we are doing on a daily basis. So, how does a negative self perception reflect on our behavior? It reflects in a way where we start being negative about our day and we start spreading that negativity to whomever we meet. Behavior is one of the most important points that is affected by our self perception. So, if you have like a negative behavior, which I'm sure you might not know, because identifying yourself as being negative is a very tough job, but I get it. But there might be some aspect where you feel that you're being negative and you can change that. And that is why you're being stuck. So, behavior is one of the major aspects of our life which is affected by our self perception. Our relationships are also affected. The type of friends you have, the type of relationship you have with your parents, with your friends, with your siblings, with anyone, it is affected by your self perception. So, when you have a negative self perception, you're going to have a really clashy relationship with people because someone else is trying to be positive and you are trying to be negative, or you are trying to be positive and someone else is trying to be negative. Self perception also determines this aspect of our lives. It also affects our decision making. So, when we are in a negative mindset, everything seems to be negative and we seem to be taking the wrong steps. But when we have a positive self perception and a positive mindset, we seem to be on track and taking the correct decisions, which is leading us to a better future rather than trying to ruin our future by the negative mindset. It also affects your emotional well. When you have a negative self perception, you are negative completely. Your energy is negative, your aura is negative. Have you ever felt like someone is coming towards you and you just want to run off because you feel this bad vibes from them? This is the negative energy which comes from a negative self perception. You know what negative self perception also shows up as? Gossiping all the time, becoming a gossip drama tea lady. Yes, doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man, you become a gossip lady by trying to judge everyone. You're judging, oh, she's looking like that, but man, you know what? You're judging yourself by looking at them. This is the truth. And you know what a positive self perception shows up as? A confident, beautiful person who has this positive energy and you want to be around them. You willingly want to be around them because they are this happy, cheerful person, which comes from a positive self perception. Now, we'll talk about how the self perception is formed. First, early childhood experiences. If you've had a negative childhood, or if you've had people negating you when you were a child, or if you've just received traumatic experiences, bad childhood experiences, or just being pushed away, you will have a negative self perception. You will be like, oh, I am not worthy enough. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I don't deserve this. I already feel negative while saying these sentences. But yeah, this is what negative self perception comes as. And that happens because of early childhood experiences, which are negative. And you know what positive childhood experiences shows up as? A confident person who is happy, who does not overthink each and every step they are taking, who is actually like happy from the inside out and not just happy from the outside. That is what a positive self perception is built upon. A good childhood, a happy childhood. Peer influences also form your self perception. If you are with negative people, you are going to become negative. Even if you're like 100% positive person and you've still chosen negative friends, you are going to become negative at the end of the day. You are going to have that negative self perception of yourself. You are going to change yourself from being positive to being negative. Third way, media and society. If someone has called you fat, oh, aren't you agitated that someone called you that? But you know what happens later? You go in the mirror and look at yourself and judge yourself for being fat. And you look at each and everything and be like, oh, I'm fat from here, or oh, I'm fat from here. My arms are fat, my stomach is fat, my thigh is fat, my calves are fat. You start thinking those things. And that suddenly changes your self perception to make you feel like you're fat. That is how media and society influences your self perception. Society is the real life people, and media are the people on the social media that are telling you things about the way you look, things about the way you dress. But in the recent 2 to 4 years, we started healing those negative perceptions, and people have stopped saying negative comments, hopefully. Let's quickly talk about the causes and effects of self perception. Causes of self perception, I already told you all, but I'll add a few more points quickly. Comparison. When you're comparing yourself to someone, or when you're comparing someone to someone or someone to yourself, you are creating a perception. Maybe it can be in a positive way or a negative way. No one knows. Only you know what way to take it. And if you're taking it in a positive way, well and good for you. But if you're taking it in a negative way, that is harming you. That is harming your self perception. That is harming your identity. Second, past trauma. Past trauma like childhood trauma, trauma in the middle school, trauma in the high school, or even trauma in college. I've seen so many people also having trauma in college. So, when you have faced trauma, you are going to have a negative self perception about yourself. But there are few people who have healed those traumas and they are this beautiful budding flower right now. But I know 99% of people cannot heal from it and they are still traumatized and they are still in that pit, in that hole of trauma, which is strengthening your negative self perception, which is also giving you reasons on why you have a negative self perception on and on why you should be having that negative self perception and you should be looking for it. Third cause is internal critic. We all have an internal critic, inner critic in ourselves. Sometimes it's positive, most of the times it's negative. So when you have that internal critic which is not under your control, it is going to ruin your self perception. It is going to ruin what you think about yourself. It is going to tell you all the bad things that you don't want to see, which is not helpful to you, and it is going to show it to you. It is going to show you that you're fat. Even though you're not, you're healthy, you're beautiful, you're chubby, you're not fat. But it is going to show it to you. It is going to show to you that you're ugly. You're not, but it is going to show it to you because your internal critic is not under your control and your internal critic is not as positive as you are on the outside. Internal critic, or your subconscious mind as we call it, should be as positive as you are. And how does it happen? Well, I'll give you all the solutions. For sure. Now, let's talk about the effects of self perception. Confidence. If you have a negative self perception, what is confidence? You all don't have confidence. You have a positive self perception. Well, you're the most beautiful, most confident, most charming person ever. Second effect is on your self esteem. When you have a negative self perception or negative thoughts about yourself, you have a really low self esteem. And self esteem helps you in doing things. When you have a negative or a low self esteem, it is not helping you in doing anything. When you have a low self esteem, through negative self-perception, it is blocking you from doing the things that you want to do. Why? Because it's making you think that you're not worthy of it and you're not capable of it. And positive self-perception, you're worthy of doing those things, leads to a higher self-esteem. You're worthy of those things. You're capable of doing it. You're capable of acquiring that thing. You can get it. You can get anything. This is how self-perception comes into play. It shatters or builds up your self esteem. It's either this or that. And this or that becomes through repetition. So if you're repeating, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I am ugly, I am ugly, I can't do it, I can't do it, you won't be able to do it. Look at how your mind stops you from doing it, and look at how your mind doesn't support you in doing it. But when you say, I can do it, 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 look at how your mind pushes you to actually do it. Mind will push you to like, go get that thing because you said you can do it, now do it, prove it to me. And then you're like, yes, I want to prove it to you. And you do. So your worth and your capability is also hampered by your self perception or grown up by your self perception. Third thing, you get social anxiety. You get social anxiety. When you have negative self perception, you're like, I don't want to enter there. What would they think of me? Would they think that I'm fat? Would they think that I'm ugly? You get social anxiety. When you have positive self perception, I am beautiful, I'm charming, I'm confident, and I know that they are going to think that only about. I'm not going to think anything else. I'm not going to think that you're ugly because you feel beautiful and you feel confident, and someone else is not going to think that you're ugly because it shows up in your confidence that you're beautiful. Now, let's talk about how to change your self perception. Because one thing we've understood is how important our self perception is. Step one would be self awareness. Look at your negative beliefs. Look at what you're calling yourself. Look at what negative thing you're doing in a day. Look at the things. Think of those things. Start being mindful about what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're eating also, what you're saying, what you're feeling, what you're acting like, right? So, self awareness. Become self aware of all the negative patterns that you have in your daily life. Start being mindful of the things that you're doing. If you're speaking negatively about yourself or someone else, think and be mindful that, oh, I'm speaking negatively about myself or someone else. So let's just stop it here and let's cut the conversation here. Or if you're thinking negatively about yourself in your head or someone else, become aware and come to your senses and stop thinking negatively about yourself or someone else. Think about what you're eating. If you're eating junk food all the time, it is going to fill you with all the negativity. Have you ever seen a person eating junk food and is positive all the time? No, because they have a negative self perception of being fat, and so they overeat, and so they again have like a self perception, and this cycle goes on and on and on, and this is a vicious cycle that he has to break someday by being mindful about it and by being self aware about it. Step number two, practice self compassion. Now that you've found out that I was thinking negatively about myself and bash yourself up for saying negatively about yourself, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to practice self compassion. How? Like you would do to a friend. You would tell your friend to forgive himself for saying negatively about someone else. So please practice those same things on yourself. Practice self compassion. Tell yourself that it's okay that we thought about it, but from now on, we won't do that. From now on, we won't say that. From now on, we won't think like that. That is compassion. And forgive yourself for doing all those things before that. Third step, challenge your negative thoughts. And by challenge, I mean find out where they step up. If you're thinking that you're fat, find out who told you that you're fat. Find out where you found it from. Did you find it from social media? Did you see some person being thin and lean and you were jealous and then you were like, oh my god, I'm fat. That's why I'm not confident. That's why I don't post pictures on social media. Did you find it that way? Or did someone tell you? Did your close ones tell you that you were fat? Or did your friends tell you that you were fat? Who told you that you were fat? Who told you that you were ugly? Go and find it out. Go to the core and see where it came from. See where that thought sprouted from. Once you find that out, you can find out why you were saying that and why you believed in that. And once you find out, you can easily change it. you can change it in a way where you can just unfollow that person. Yes, they are beautiful. Yes, they are lean and thin and you want to follow them, but they are making you think negatively about yourself. And anyone on this planet who makes you think negatively about yourself, psh, psh, out of your life. Cut them out. If you like them, you're supposed to admire them, not think negatively about yourself because of them. So cut them out. Clear your social media, clear your circle, clear your life of all the negative people putting negative thoughts into your head. Clear people out. And once you clear people out, you'll feel so much more free, so much more happy, so much more content in yourself, even though you're fat, even though you're ugly, which you're not. Which you're not. No one's ugly. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. So you might be beautiful in some other way, and that person might be beautiful in some other way. Last step is set realistic goals. Set realistic goals of what you want to think, where you want to be, and how you want to think about yourself, and how you want to speak about yourself and others. You want to speak about yourself positively? Yes, but to an extent which can happen. Not where you feel like you need to go from fat to slim in a month. That is super unrealistic. Set realistic goals. Set goals where first you feel confident in your body. Whatever it is, thick, thin, first you feel confident. Second, you then start working on yourself. You then start trying to lose the weight that you don't want. Also, I'll tell you one thing. This is a science fact. People store trauma and sad emotions through fat in their body. So once you're happier, maybe the fat goes away because maybe it is a traumatic fat. People do store emotions, negative emotions, and traumas in their bodies. So just look out for those negative patterns, set realistic goals, set goals which make you happier from today, not make you overthink again that, oh, how am I going to go from fat to thin in a month? That is going to make you overthink. Set realistic goals. First, I need to be happier in my own body. Second, I need to start, then losing weight. Start, then losing all the fat, all the trauma that I have stored in my stomach or in my thighs or in my calves or in my hands. Another step I have for y'all, surround yourself with people who are going to support you in this journey. Surround yourself with people who are going to push you every day to become happier, to become more confident, to become more at ease with yourself, to become more positive, to become a lively, joyly personality. Surround yourself with people like that. They are going to support you through thick and thin. They are going to be your pushing forward people. And you can become happier through daily affirmations and visualization. Visualize the new you and say affirmations regularly on twice in a day, thrice in a day, 5 times in a day, every 10 minutes. Keep on saying affirmations. It is going to rewire your brain into thinking that you're beautiful, which you are. How did you get a negative self perception? Through repeating that negative sentence. And how will you get a positive self perception? Through repeating the positive sentence. So, that is what affirmations is basically trying to repeat positive sentences that make you happy. Not everyone is going to like same affirmation sentences. Affirmations that would help you would be different from what would help me. So we need to find our own self affirmations and say it every day. Change your self perception. Change your self perception to a positive one. Also practice gratitude for what you have. Please practice gratitude for what you have. This body, those two legs, those two eyes, the internet through which you're watching this, the phone through which you're watching this, the oxygen, the food that you're eating, the place you're living at. Be grateful for everything. Be grateful for anything and everything that you can. You can be grateful for so many things. Please be grateful for them and see how much happier and peaceful you are. So I hope you've gained something or the other from this video, and I hope this video was helpful because I have shared literally step-by-step things that you can do to achieve a positive self-perception about yourself. So I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please do like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll meet you all in the next video.